Greg? Greg, come on. We made an appointment, man. Where are you? He always does this, you know, standing me up. We were going to review Blue Moves after a while. It's been a while. I guess he just got lost in his new apartment. Things like that happen, you know. Well, what am I going to do with this man? Oh, well, we'll just have to deal with it. Cheers, everyone. Where is that guy? Why did he leave his camera on anyway? That's kind of stupid. Why leave your camera on if you're not coming? Ah, there you are. We had an appointment, man. You are late.
Excuse me?
Yes, you are late.
Oh, wait. Whoa. I'm late? How about you abandoning me the last couple months on these reviews and letting the people down? I had to tell them that you were still alive.
I was doing my exams, you know. I don't want to end up like you, being alone in an apartment with no one to care for me and having to pay the rent all by myself and barely surviving because I don't make money. You know, I want to get a good job.
Well, one, I have my cat as a companion, and he's right in that room over there cheering me on for this review that we're going to do.
That's why he always was standing on your notes, preventing you from reading them during the last couple of reviews, right?
Well, you know what? He's very helpful, and it's cool living on my own, you know? This whole place I share with my roommate, and it's fun, so fuck you.
Wait, this whole place, you said living on your own, and then roommate. Who's your roommate?
My roommate is currently out at the moment. He said he was clubbing.
Oh well, why not? I suppose he'll make a cameo once in a while.
I hope he doesn't make a cameo during these reviews, because these reviews are semi-important.
Semi-important. Wow, that really sounds semi-conclusional.
Well, you know what? I wouldn't be stuck in this situation if it wasn't for you not being able to do these reviews in the past. I mean, saying, I got exams, I got this, I got that. You know, I was waiting for you for months and months, and this is how you treat me? How dare you?
How dare I? You just stood me up. I've been rambling here for 5 minutes talking to these people back home who came back to us after a hiatus of more than 2 months, and you just stood me up and I had to go and entertain them all by myself?
Well, here's the thing. You are very entertaining. That's the thing. People like to watch these reviews just to you know, they look at the glasses and they look at the long hair and they look at you making fun of me all these past several reviews. But the thing is, you know, I need to be there so I can watch and hear myself get abused, okay?
What?
I don't even know what I said. So let's. So what were we doing anyway?
No, that was quite flexible. We're doing Blue Moves.
Blue Moves. That's an Elton John album, right?
No, it's a Queen album. That's why we called it The Wizard and the Kid after an Elton John album, you doofus.
Yeah, well, you know, Queen's a great band. I love them. But anyway, this Blue Moves thing, can you tell me a little bit about it?
No, I don't suppose I need to, since you just took 10 minutes off before starting this review to re-listen to a song to make sure that something was on it. So I think you quite well know what Blue Moves is about.
Well, I'm sorry, but you know, with people in my state of mind and have all these conditions, I have to listen to stuff to make sure I know what I'm talking about. You feeling me here?
No, I don't. I'm just pissed. Let's get started on this.
Okay. So we do know what Blue Moves is, right?
No, we've only just been discussing it for 10 minutes.
Okay, Blue Moves, the 11th Elton John studio album, released in late 1976, October 22nd, I believe is the date, because I'm cheating looking off the notes over here. And in my opinion, this is, before we get into the actual review, I gotta say something. This, up to this time, this is probably the most experimental Elton John album I've ever listened to. I had to listen to this several times just to make sure what I was getting myself into. So you want to say something real quick before we cut to the main part?
No.
No. And by the way, Gus Dudgeon produces this, and this is his last album that he produces until I believe it's Leather Jackets.
Eyes on Fire.
Eyes on Fire.
Nice rock, anyway.
Sorry about that.
It says so here on this nice CD I have right here next to me. So I know.
I'm sorry, I had a bottle of beer and I had this, so forgive me for screwing that up by one album.
Well, you're forgiven.
Okay.
For this one time.
Okay, thank you. So, I'll tell you what. What we should do is we should cut away from this and show a preview of the song and then move on to the actual review, okay?
Sounds like a plan, man.
Sounds like a plan. I'll see you in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 11 of the Wizard and the Kid Elton John album review show. This is GregsynthWizard.
And let's get started.
Who are you again?
I think you know damn well who I am, especially since in your case you can read the name like in the little box that's above here somewhere.
Well, what if someone is able to see this for the first time and they don't know who you are?
They should start at episode 1.
Okay, whatever. I guess that's a unique way to do the intro. Okay. Well, on whatever we're doing, we are going to be doing the review for Elton John's 11th studio album called Blue Moves. Is that right, Mr. Kid Stan, whatever your name is?
Yes, it is, as I actually confirmed 11 times so far during this Skype chat. Check the blooper section for the other times.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good review. I can just feel it. You know, there's a song called "Can You Feel the Love Tonight," but I can surely feel that this is gonna be an excellent review because we have not done this in several months because of a certain person. But you know, we're not gonna get into that. We are going to get started on this review. All right?
Yeah.
All right. And since I'm nice, I'm gonna let you start. Why don't you tell a little bit about what you think of the album, and then I'll tell, and then we'll go right into it.
No, let's just go right into it, because you already told something about what you thought of the album before the break, which we just had, supposedly.
Okay, well, I always said it was very experimental. I mean, that's hardly really info about it, but okay.
Right. So the first track is
okay, we'll start.
Your Start. Yeah, I was starting. Thanks for interrupting me, man. You're doing great so far.
I'm just doing my job.
So the first track is Your Starter 4, which lasts about 1.5 minutes. It's a cute little instrumental track, but nothing really special. As an album opening, it's nothing very special. It's kind of catchy, but it's very short. So, and it's written, by the way, it's not written by either Elton or Bernie. It's actually written by Caleb Quaye. How do you pronounce his last name?
You got it right.
Oh, yay me.
Yes, you.
Okay, so that's all. It's cute. It's cute, I guess, but that's really it. So I'm just gonna go with 2 out of 5 stars here. Maybe 2.5. 2.5 out of 5 stars. There you go.
Okay. Fair
Your
enough.
turn.
Oh, my turn? Oh, thank you so much. Okay, your starter 4. Yes, this is the album opener, and it is about a minute and a half long. Thank you very much for telling about the time. All I will say is, I really don't know how to give a ranking to this because, it's so short and it's like a segue into this very dark, moody, experimental album by Elton, because this opening little ditty is like such a contrast to a lot of the material on this, because it's very upbeat, cute sounding, as he said, and it doesn't sound like most of the other stuff on the album. It's like a totally different sound, and like I said, Caleb Coy did write this. I really don't know how to rank it, because it's like just a quick little segue into the album, but I'll say it's catchy. I mean, it's fun to listen to. It's nothing groundbreaking or amazing or something that makes me want to jump up and down and say this is the best fucking opener to an album ever, but,
Which is not.
Well, no, this is not the best opener to an Elton song, if you're not counting Tonight, but this, it's a pleasant listen. Hard to give a ranking to it, but I'll just give it 3 out of 5. Pleasant listen. Don't skip over it, but it just sounds so out of place compared with most of the other stuff on here.
Yep. Okay. So, next song, your turn.
Tonight. This song, I actually got introduced to this song via live performances, so I had to go back and listen to the studio version. But I gotta say, I've always loved this song. This has always been, one of those songs I like to listen to on live shows, and I like to listen to the studio version a lot too. I think Elton does a great, plays fantastic, of course, but I think he does a great vocal too, because this album, even though it's pre-Tom Bell, before, he took vocal lessons, you can start to hear on this album Elton's voice starting to get a little deeper, a little more refined, a little richer sounding, and starting to build some sort of power. It's not as noticeable as later albums, but there is a distinct difference in his singing timbre here compared with, say, even the previous album, Rock of the Westies. As for the song itself, I love this song. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I think this is a really good song, and I love it.
Okay. Well, for tonight, I also got introduced to it by live performances. I must say I like the live performance in '86 a bit better than this. Mostly because there's a slight difference in arrangement. James Newton Howard put it a little differently in Australia, which I like a bit better, and Elton's voice, as you said, is a lot deeper and hoarser, but that's something else. In '86, which I think fits the song a little bit better. I like the studio version, but overall, when I listen to it, I think Elton's voice is still a little too high for it. I think he should have waited like 2 or 3 more years and then recorded it. It would have done me a lot more pleasure. So it's a great song, and I agree with you. The song gets a 4 out of 5, but this version for me gets a 3.5 out of 5.
That's a pretty solid. I also like to add a quick point. You like the versions from the '79 tour with Ray?
They're okay, but I miss the orchestra. I think the orchestra really adds a whole different dimension to this song. So some songs I really like in the Ray Elton tour, like Part-Time Love. I think that's a great song with just the two of them. But tonight, while it works perfectly, I like the orchestra versions better. So studio and live, '86.
All right. Pretty solid overall. I say both of us seem to like the song. So, want to move on to the next song?
Yeah, One Horse Town.
Go ahead.
It's an improvement over the last time. and I like it. I like it a lot. It's a lot more up tempo, and as lots of you might know, stop fooling around, you doofus.
Sorry.
You I like the live versions a little bit better because it's a bit looser, and I think the song works better in that environment. But the studio version is not bad at all, and I give this song 4 out of 5, maybe 4.5 out of 5, because I think it's a bit better than Tonight. I think Tonight, while a great song, lasts a little bit long and gets a little bit too depressing near the end. And One Horse Town is a nice change of that. It gets more up tempo, and it uses the orc. I think there are strings in there, and they use it in a whole different way than they do with Tonight, and I like it a bit better. So there you go. That's my take on One Horse Town. Your turn.
All right, One Horse Town. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm quite a fan of this song. I love listening to this song, both the studio and the live environment versions. And I got introduced to the live version first, just like the previous song. But hey, as long as we hear the song, that's a good thing. I would say I love the song. I'm kind of debating whether it's 4.5 or 5 out of 5, because it's kind of hard to choose. But I like it a little better than Tonight, so I'll give it a 5 out of 5. I think it's a killer song, and I really love James Newton Howard's playing on the studio version. I think it's really cool, very bubbly, and it really fits the song. And I do prefer it live.
The opening on the album is great. The way it fades in before it starts getting all rocky and everything.
Yeah, that's one of the things about Blue Moves. All the songs have like this, experimental edge to it that you probably won't hear on other albums before this. Like, I can't see something like this, like One Horse Town being on like early albums like Honky Chateau or anything. But this is like, it's one of those really. It's a very unique song, like unique arrangement, unique sound, fade in, fade out, synthesizers going over a rock beat with like different effects going on. I think it's a cool song, and I give it a 5 out of 5. I really like
Elton
it.
should get back to the live environment, I think.
Yeah,
that will be.
I think the song made because I got a friend that likes the song too, but I think he told me that he thinks the song haunts Elton live because of the stuff that happens on the final stretch of the '86 tour with that song. If you've heard the versions.
Yeah, well, I don't think that should withhold Elton from introducing the song again.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to hear it nowadays. But hey, who knows? I'm just glad we got some recordings of the song.
Yeah, that's true. Right, so the next one
is Chameleon. So it looks like I'm starting off this song. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, because I forgot. I'm doing the even songs and you're doing the odd songs because I let you go first because I'm so nice, aren't I?
Yeah, sure.
All right. While you eat your chips, a little bit about the song Chameleon. This song was actually written about 2 years prior to this and played live before it was recorded on Blue Moves. And originally, this was supposed to be a Beach Boys song, but it was turned down by the Beach Boys. But the funny thing is, even though they turned it down, they two of the members sing backing vocals on it. Bruce Johnson and Tony Tennell, I think, sing on this version and backing. They do the backing vocals on it.
Mm-hmm.
And
true.
And I think after listening to this, it's a very weird song. It's like it's laid back in a way, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of like earlier stuff like We All Fall in Love sometimes. It's got that same kind of like slow rhythm atmosphere, but it's got more of an experimental approach to it with the keyboards and the percussion in the back. And Elton does some really cool vocal things on this album, like because his voice is a little bit more developed here compared to previous albums. He's doing a little bit more switching between, you know, connected and non-connected head voice, and doing some pretty cool phrasings on it. So I think this vocally is one of the best on the album. But as a song, it's not a favorite of mine because I can't really totally get into it. But I think it has some cool moments to it. So I will give it a 3 out of 5.
I do not see the connection with We All Fall in Love sometimes. I think those songs are totally different, but that's just me being me. Chameleon, I have to agree with you. I never quite got into this song. And because of that, as you say, Elton has developed his voice a lot better since previous albums. However, while it might be technically very interesting, after like three times the falsetto notes of Chameleon start to annoy me very badly because he just sounds like he's going and it's no, I'm not a fan of it. So overall, I can listen to the song and I can appreciate it, but usually I skip over it. I don't care for it that much, and therefore I will give it a 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5. That's I thought you liked it a little more, but I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, I guess you were.
I guess I was. And what I meant by the connection between the two is just between that and We All Fall in Love sometimes. It's like the general, like the beat and the style in terms of like the vocal, and because it has like the similar, you know, like swooping to the falsetto bit.
No, I still don't see the connection.
All right, bless you. You're getting sick of me. Okay, let's move on to the next song.
Yeah, the next song. So the next song is Boogie, Pilgrim. And it's a nice song. It has, as you might have guessed from the title, it has a bit of a boogie feel to it, and it's a nice song. But actually, for me, it's a bit like Chameleon. Like at certain moments in the song, I kind of get sick of Elton hitting the high notes in the way that he does on this album, and I think you'll be hearing me say this a lot because I actually already mentioned it on Tonight. But overall, it's a definite improvement over Chameleon for me. I think I'll give this song 3.5 out of 5 stars because it has some amazing boogie, bless you too.
Thanks.
It has some it has a really nice beat, and especially during the fade out, Elton does some really nice stuff with his voice. But just the high notes bother me. But that's just me being me. So that's my take. Your turn.
My turn. This song's a little bit of a departure from the other songs. This one, continuing the experimental edge of this album, this one now moves in kind of a little bit of a soul R&B kind of an edge to it, and it's kind of evident in Elton's vocal performance because he hits some darker third octave notes, a little more soulful, and you know, the falsetto stuff. So think he was going for. I'm not sure what he was going for, but it sounds more like R&B soul to me. But I think it's a cool song. But I think this would have benefited if the song was cut down a bit and not have that extended Boogie Pilgrim, outro. If it faded out after about 4 minutes or so instead of like 6 minutes. But I do like it a little bit better than Chameleon. I would give this about a 3.5 out of 5. But if it faded out a little earlier and was a short song, I'd probably give it a 4. That's all.
Okay,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Well, then move on to the next track.
Move on to the next track. All right, this song is called "Cage the Songbird," and this was a tribute to the legendary French songstress Edith Piaf. I believe that's the pronunciation. If I fucked that up, I am very sorry. But when it comes to me and foreign names, I don't do too well. But more on that later.
We can't even get foreign countries right, so.
Whatever. I like to do things differently than the normal human, so just cut me a break. But about the song, "Cage the Songbird." Now this song, I really like this one a lot. This is probably the best song on the album since One Horse Town. Definitely better than the previous 2 songs. I like the very mellow, kind of folky edge to the song. I love the guitar playing by Caleb Quay and the mellow, drone of James Newton Howard's synthesizers. I'm sorry, I'm sniffing. I got allergies, but the mellow sound of James Newton Howard's synthesizers really complement the song, and I'll give this about a 4 or 4.5 out of 5. I think this is a very good song, and I'm glad that I heard the song more than I have, and someone showed it to me, so I think it's a very good song.
Well, I think I'll have to agree with you on that, actually. I also really like this song, and I think it's actually a beautiful song, and as far as tributes go, I'd actually list it alongside Candle in the Wind as one of Alden's best tributes. So I think that's a real compliment if you follow my drift.
I follow you.
You follow me. Well, that's great. Let's see. I like Alden's voice performance on this better than over the last 2 tracks, and as you said, I definitely agree that it's best song since One Horse Town. Much better than the last 2. Not much else to say. I really like the song, and I'd definitely give it 4.5 out of 5.
Fair enough.
Maybe even 5 out of 5.
All right, looks like we found a song we both love. So So since we're dealing with an odd song, I believe song number 7. You want to start it?
Well, besides that, it's an odd song. It's also an odd numbered song, but I agree. It's an odd song. It's Crazy Water, and he did this live a couple of times too. And well, I like it, but for me, it actually goes alongside Boogie Pilgrim. I think it would have been better if it was just cut down a little bit, because as soon as you get to the 4.5 minute mark, I'm getting kind of sick and tired of it, and I could move on to the next song if it were up to me. But overall, it's not really that bad, and I think I rated a 3.5 out of 5.
Fair enough. Like some of the other songs that were played live from this album, because he played quite a few songs from this album live. And this is one of them. I remember this one from the 79 tour. I think it's a very quirky song, a very strange song in a good way. I like the general sound of it, and I think the clavinet playing. I believe James Newton Howard does that. Let me check real quick. Yes, he does do the clavinets on this. I think it's really cool
It
sounding.
it actually says clarinet over here.
What, it says clarinet?
Yeah, it says so in the liner.
Wow, a clarinet and a clavinet are two totally different instruments.
Check it. It says clarinet, James.
Well, that's a typo, because that sure as hell ain't a clarinet he's playing. But it's like a clavinet, the electronic harpsichord kind of a. So, but it sounds really cool on this song. But I do agree with you that the song is a little bit overlong, and I think it would have benefited if it was cut down in some way. But I generally do like the general sound of the song, and I like the stripped down version on the tours. As far as the rating go, it's not as good as Cage the Songbird, but it's better than Chameleon and Boogie Pilgrim. I'd stick it in around the 3.5 to 4 out of 5 category. I think it's a pretty good song that would have been better if it had a different kind of length and different arrangement.
Yeah, I think I can agree on that. Yeah, overall, there's a lot of agreeing going on. What's happened in this break?
Well, what I did was I went over to Holland and I went to one of your coffee shops you got over there, and I had some of this stuff they put in this little like long blunt thing. I smoked it and I felt great, and I suddenly started agreeing with you for some reason. So must be a connection here.
Yeah. I'm sure you weren't in Holland, because if you had been in Holland, you would have known that it doesn't border on Denmark in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, thanks for telling me that, but I didn't need another geography lesson. What was that for?
Because you didn't start on the next song yet, so get on for it.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I like to do my geography different than the normal person. Is that okay?
No, it's not, because there's only one way geography is done.
Okay, fair enough. So I will move on to shoulder holster because I just want to get away from my flubs on the geography. This is another one. Yeah.
I think you should get to shoulder holster.
Yes, I should. I was gonna do that, but of course you had to get in there and interrupt me.
Well, it was a pleasure.
Oh, you know what? I agree. Thank you very much. But for shoulder holster, another one of these strange genre jumping songs on the album. We've had rock, we've had folk, kind of blues, gospel. This is another one of the down-tempo, bluesy kind of songs on it. And my general opinion on the song is it's not my favorite on the album. For some reason, me and the song seem to miss. For some reason, I just can't really get into it for some reason. I don't know if it's the length or the general layout, but it's like I've tried to get into the song, but it's like it ain't clicking for me. And if you love the song, more power to you. But for me and the song don't really click. I don't think it's horrible, but I would give it like a 2 out of 5. I just can't get into it for some reason.
Well, shame on you, because I really like this song. I really, really do. I love the horn section they put on it. I love Elton's vocals on it. I actually like the story the lyric is telling. And this is quite new for this album. I like the outro they're doing with Elton and the saxophone. I really like the outro, which is something I haven't said of the song in like 7 songs now. I really like this song. I'm a bit in doubts with Cage the Songbird and One Horse Town. Those 3 are my top 3 for the first half of the album, the first LP, because this was a double LP. We haven't actually talked about that yet, but this was the closing track of side 2, and I think it really does well in that condition. As it's actually ends the first half on a high note, if you can put it that way, and leaves you, in my opinion at least, leaves you longing for some more. Whether the beginning of side 3 will live up to that is another matter. But I would give this song a 4.5 out of 5. No, 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 for me. I just really, really love this song, and shame on you for not liking it.
Hey,
you should have stayed longer at that coffee shop you were at.
Well, I'm sorry, but I had a time limit. But okay,
yeah, sure.
Okay, fine. There's a big discrepancy among us, so you know what that means. After the review, we have to fight. But
yeah, are you coming here, or should I come and find you?
No, you should fly over here because I already flew over there. Okay, make it even.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We might be able to work something out here.
Cool. Cool. We'll work something out. So I believe you start this song.
Yes, I do, and it's sorry seems to be the hardest word.
Oh, I'm sorry for that one thing earlier. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, so sorry seems to be the hardest word. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with these songs. There are some versions which I really, really like, and there are some versions which I really, really hate. And since this has become one of the big singles and one of Alan's biggest hits, I think I'm going to get the hate and fury of a lot of people towards me, so I'm sorry. It's just some versions work and some versions don't work the way I see it, and that's why I have mixed feelings over this song. It's just I'm actually gonna say that one of my favorite versions of this song is actually the one he did with Blue in 2001. I don't know if you can remember that. It was a bonus video on a one-night only DVD. That's a version I really, really like, and I like the way they kind of changed it to this R&B song. But for the original, I don't know actually. I think I'm gonna go with 3 out of 5 stars for this song. I'm sorry, it just sometimes songs don't work, just like you had with Shoulder Holster. This is what my song.
Oh.
Some there are versions out there which I really like, but this I don't know. I'm a bit in the middle. It also depends on my mood actually. When I'm really, really down, I like it. But at the moment, I'm not really, really down. So I'm sorry. Your turn.
Okay. All I will say is I hope you're feeling down in the future, so you'll be able to hear this more. As I continue to get the phlegm out of my nose and my throat. Sorry seems to be the hardest word. I have to say, I really love this song. Sorry, Stan. I'm sorry for going against your rant there, but I really love this song. This is one of my favorite tracks on the album, and one of my favorite live versions. Since you had to bring the live version first, I'll start by saying one of my favorite live versions is the Wembley '84 version, because it is fucking great. But more on that later. So Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word is the biggest hit single off of this album, and the single here kind of drove the album sales. Like, this was the lead single. I believe it was top 5 on the charts. I think it was 3, but don't quote me on that because I tried to look on the notes here, but I didn't see it. But it was definitely the biggest hit off the album. Helped push the album to number 3 on the Billboard charts and helped to go platinum by December of '76. But for the song, I think it's a 5 out of 5 song. I love it. I always listen to it My favorite versions are the ones where he does the falsettos. So, shoot me. I love the song very much, and I'm sorry that you have mixed feelings about the album, but hey, there's gonna be times where we both fight on songs. So there we go.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't really work for me. So a lot of times it's just a song that either works or it falls flat completely for me, and the times that work are not there's not a lot of them. I'm sorry, not for me.
So you're sorry for not liking "sorry" seems to be the hardest word all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for going against you. I'm really sorry.
No problem.
No
So
problem.
let's go on to the next song then.
All right, Out of the Blue, instrumental track, and instrumental track, and I actually really like this a lot. I mean, this is very, very different. It's very bluesy. It's got like progressive rock elements to it. I love the guitar playing. You know, the stereo effect on the guitars. Davey and Caleb really are a great team on this, and I think this is a really cool song. It's very, very quirky, experimental, but it's got some really cool stuff going on, like the synthesizer effects in the center, the guitars over here, and you know, Roger Pope driving the song with that bluesy beat. I think it's a really cool instrumental, and I think it's around. I give it a 4 out of 5. I really like it.
Well, I'm going to go against you again.
Oh, go ahead, go against me. Bring it on.
I don't like this song. it just goes on and on. I will admit this. The melody, like the melody it comes back at every time is really, really nice. But only for a limited time. When I actually listened to it a couple of days ago, and while I was listening to it, I went on to check on the time, because I was asking myself, well, okay, song's been nice, but I'm sure it's fading out pretty soon, and we'll be moving on to the next track. And it was only going for like 2 minutes. That meant there were 4 minutes left of this song, and it already felt like I'd been listening to this thing for eternity. So it, in my opinion, it's very repetitious, and no, I don't like it at all. It comes, for me, it comes completely out of the blue, and I don't like it. I'm sorry, but I don't. And this is what I actually meant with the opening of side 3 not living up to the potential that Shoulder Holster put at the end of side 2. I'm sure there will be people disagreeing with me, but it's just this is where the album falls flat for me. The first 2 sides are okay, and the end we'll discuss later. But these 2 songs are the moments where the album starts to fall flat, and I usually actually skip these songs while listening to this album. So there you go. That's my take on Out of the Blue. And I'd probably give it like 1.5 out of 5 stars.
How could you rate this so low, you crazy... Never mind. Go ahead.
It just feels like eternity. This would actually be a song that if you put it to me on headphones and lock me up and make me listen to it forever, that probably after the third time it starts again, I'll probably be stark raving mad already.
Well, I know what song to torture with later on, so thank you for bringing that up.
Oh, you're welcome.
And
I have some very interesting song versions waiting for you as well.
Awesome. Also, don't ever drive with Out of the Blue playing in your ears, because you tend to drive a little bit faster than the speed limit. So we're gonna move on. I believe you start this song.
Yeah, I do. between 17 and 20, and
Isn't that 18 and a half?
Sure.
Right exactly in the middle, you know? Go ahead. Sorry.
Right. This song, I like it. Bless you.
I am sorry for the people watching this. I got bad allergies from pollen, so I'm really sorry about the sneezing and the sniffing.
Oh, no problem at all. I like the song. This is where the album starts. What are you doing with the lights?
I'm not doing anything with the lights. What are you looking at me for?
Well, it just went dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark.
Don't look at me. I just leaned back in the chair. You did. You're doing something to the Skype, fucker. It's you doing it.
Yeah, sure, because I can control the lights from here.
Well, you started the call.
Wherever you are.
You started the call, so you're doing it. Now move on.
Anyway, I like this song. This is where the album starts to recover before going into a deep hole and then recovering again, but we'll get to that later. I like this song, and I'll give it 3.5 out of 5. Not much to say. I like Elton's vocals on it, and it doesn't last too long, in my opinion. While it's only like a minute shorter than Out of the Blue, it feels like an eternity shorter than Out of the Blue. So that's my take on it, and it's your turn.
Between 17 and 20, which if you look at a number line, it'd be 18 and a half, but that's for another story.
My age, actually, at this moment.
Oh, well, lucky you. Is that why you like the song so much?
No, it's not. That's just pure coincidence.
Yeah, right. But here's the thing. I like the song quite a bit. Love Elton's vocal delivery. I think it really shows the development of his voice. It's like one of these songs that really shows like the improvement of his vocals over the last few years. But I think it's a cool song. Not one of my favorites on the album, but it's definitely not a bad song, and I do like it quite a bit. Around 3.5 out of 5. It's a pretty cool song.
Okay. Damn. Okay.
All right.
We can agree. Next song.
All right. The next song is called "The Wide-Eyed and Laughing." I swear this album has some strange song titles.
Yeah, it does.
And it probably describes me because I'm always wide-eyed and laughing at this whole thing. Was this song written about us in a way?
Are you still in control of the boat you row? Do you have a boat?
Do I have a boat?
Yeah, do you have a boat?
Me personally, no, but my dad does.
No, then this song is not written about us. No, I'm sorry.
Okay. It'd be kind of weird though if because he wrote the song in '76 and he writes about us, you know, in a couple decades after. But I'll get into that later. I'll do some research on that. But this is another one of these oddball experiment songs on the album. It's like, you know, it starts off with this flangey acoustic guitar playing by assumingly Caleb Quaye, and you know, Elton's voice kicks in, double tracked. So it sounds very mysterious in a way, and then James Newton Howard's keyboards come in, and it's like it's a very eclectic song. That's what it is, and it's very weird. I can't say that I hate it because I do like the general sound of that, and I kind of like the whole mellow edge to the song, but has that kind of it's mellow, but it's got like an intensity to it, you know, and it's like it's very weird. It's like it's very abstract. It's definitely experimental would be a genre I would put on this song because it's like a fusion of different genres, put some effects on it, and it's like, it's very weird. But, you know, this is one of these weird songs that I actually dig quite a bit, and can get into because I like to experiment on sound effects. So 3.5 out of 5 for me. Pretty cool, but very weird song.
And here we disagree again. This is the deep down side, and this is why I don't like side 3, because it has 3 songs I really detest. And this song, much like Out of the Blue, it just... Oh, is that the kitty blocking you from reading your notes, who is supporting you in every way in the other room you were just talking about?
He's just he's just getting comfy.
By the way, thanks. Alright.
Why is that caught on cam? Go away.
Right.
Go ahead.
So
I'm
that's
sorry.
some imagery. You don't have to show us again. Overall, I don't like this song. It just goes on. It's boring. There are no developments whatsoever for me.
You suck.
Alton's vocals actually sound flat to me, very flat. Like it's almost like Elton has been singing this really wildly, and then Gus Dudgeon put it through a computer and had like this Siri. He had this really like steam age Siri going there, and he asked read these lyrics out, and that's what they put on the album eventually. It just it doesn't work for me. I give this song 1 out of 5 stars. I
1
really
out
don't.
of 5. You are killing me right now.
No, I don't. No, I'm not. I could hardly kill you because I'm in Holland and you're in the USA.
Okay, that's it's entirely possible to do it, but you know what? Fine. Let's just move on to the next song that you're starting.
Yes. Next song is Someone's Final Song. This is where the album starts to become good again. This is another Elton Bernie cooperation, and I think it's really, really beautiful. It's a bit haunting in the way that it's actually talking about somebody who's committing suicide. Right, and in that way, it's a bit of a sad song, but it works really well. It conveys the mood. The lyrics are giving. The music is beautiful with the backing vocal arrangements they did over the instrumental part. It's really beautiful, and I really, really like this song, and I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 5 stars.
All right, so you do like this better than the Wide-Eyed and Laughing, right?
Like 3.5 stars better.
All right, I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page here, because I like this song very much too, and even though I do like the experimental nature of some of these songs prior to it, it's cool to get more of a conventional song on the album. That's a little more straightforward, piano and vocals and less experiment and more natural stuff. And I think it's a very nice song. Definitely in the top tier of songs on this album. And it's a very solid song overall. I would give this a 4 out of 5. Okay,
so we can agree. Next song.
Next song. I believe this is the first track on the last side of the LP. Am I correct?
Let me check.
Yeah, I'm cheating too, but hey.
Yes, it is. There you go. It's side 4. It starts with "Where's the Shura," and that's the track we're at right now.
All right, "Where's the Shura?" Kind of a strange title, but a very cool song nonetheless. It's kind of weird because it's like we're getting out of experimental land and back into, you know, Elton John plays piano conventionally land. And it's a pretty cool song. I don't like it as much as someone's final song, but I still think that this is
your cat's making a cameo appearance again.
He is? Where is
he?
He
just popped up in the right corner of the screen. Yeah.
Hey, Boo Boo Kitty. Hey, cat. Yo, I'm trying to do a review here. Get off my notes. Go away.
He's not listening.
Jesus Christ. Freaking animal. Alright. I'm sorry about that. Back to the song. I think it's a pleasant song. 3.5 out of 5 stars. I think it's a nice song, and for me, nothing really much more to say.
Okay. Well, you practically said it. It's a really nice song. It's a pleasant listen. I really like it. I like the choir they actually put on it. I think I really like it. It has a bit of this religious feeling to it. And I really like it, and I'll give it 4 out of 5 because I really like it. And then we move on to the next song, which is "If There's a God in Heaven, What's He Waiting For?"
That's a long song title.
Well, it's not the longest, but anyway, I like this song. It has a nice groove to it, and it's actually, if you read the lyric, it's really serious what he's talking about, but Elton turned it into this quirky, fun song, and it's a nice contrast, and for me it really works, and I like it, and I'll give it 4 out of 5. Your turn.
Alright, if there's a God in heaven, what's he waiting for? I'm waiting to run out of breath here because some of the song titles are long. This is another one of these long song titles. You gotta have good breath support to speak that whole thing. But about this song, I think it's a pretty cool song. Now it's a little bit more upbeat than some of the other ones on here. A little bit of a rock edge to it. Some R&B and some gospel elements to it. And there's that cool little horn section. I'd give it about a 3.5 out of 5. You know, nothing amazing or groundbreaking, but nevertheless, pretty cool song, and Elton's vocals are as good as always. Especially this song is one of the best on the album for his vocal performances due to the improved technicalities of his voice.
True. So next song.
The next song. I believe I start this one. And this song,
yes, you do.
And this song is, we go from the longest song title on the album to the shortest song title on the album. And the song is called Idol, which has nothing to do with American Idol because that's crap. But this song is not crap. This is an excellent song. I really like it. Very down tempo. It's got some jazz elements to it because it's got the very, you know, drum pattern, very cool, groovy piano. It's one of those, like, those chilled out songs. You just want to sit back in a chair like this and go like this and listen to it. And I think it's a really cool song. And then, you know, about halfway through the song, horns kick in, lifts it up a bit, but, you know, contains that kind of like that chilled atmosphere. And I think it's one of the best on the album. I would give this 4.5 out of 5. I love this song. One of my favorites.
Okay, so Idol. Interesting story. I started out hating this song. I couldn't stand it. It was way too laid back for me, for my taste. I didn't really like it. For me, there's one chord change which Elton does. Stop adjusting your glasses, it's annoying.
You were doing it too.
There's one chord change, and it's after the line "he was an idol then, now he's an idol here." That chord change is so freaking beautiful, and the studio version captures this really well. And the first time it's just Elton with the piano, and it works really well. And the second time they have the horns section. And actually, that's the moment where some of the horns start moving to a higher register, and it just creates this beautiful sound. And I really love it. Actually, in the sheet music, there's one addition which I think is a shame that it's not in the studio version. But that's what we can blame Kenny. What's his last name? Kenny Passarelli, or however you pronounce it.
Kenny Passarelli?
Yeah, that guy. We can blame him for it because it's something in the bass part. Anyway, love the song. There's just one thing which I don't like, and that's the way they end it. It's just like knowing Elton. I'd almost say it was Elton throwing a tantrum, calling everybody, "Okay, stop it," and that's what they used, because everything suddenly, like the piano suddenly stops, and then the drums stop, and the saxophone like ends on a sort of riff note, and it really struck the whole thing away from me, which I think was a shame because I really liked the rest of the song. Overall, I'm gonna go with 4 out of 5 rating because I do really like the song, but the ending is just off for me. I'm sorry. There might be people who like it, but it's not my style. So, the next song is my turn, actually.
Yes.
Sorry. It's a theme from a non-existent TV series. It's okay. It's another one of those really short instrumentals. It's 1 minute 20 seconds. It's really short. It flies by and doesn't leave much of an impression, just like your starter 4. And nothing really much to say about it. It's okay. It's not an unpleasant listen. It's actually really nice, but the minute you finish the song, you forget about it. So I'm just gonna go with 2.5 out of 5, because that's exactly in the middle of bad and good. There you go. That's my rating. Your turn.
Fair enough. Theme from a non-existent TV series. Very quirky. That's all I can say. Very strange. Very synthesized. Very strange listen, but pleasant listen. It's one of those whatever little short little instrumentals that leads into the next song. I'll give it 3 out of 5. It's meh, whatever, but I don't hate it.
Yeah. Next song.
The next song, and the last song on the album. And this song is called Bite Your Lip, Get Up and Dance. And ends the album on a high note for me, because I like this song quite a bit, and it really went over well in the live settings, especially on the 1980 tour with the extended outro and instrumental. I think it's a cool song, and you know, not really much more to say apart from, you know, I generally like it. Ends the album well for me, and it's a good party song to play. 4 out of 5. I like the live versions better.
I agree, live versions are better, especially seeing Elton dressed up as a Donald Duck in front of 40 million people on Central Park's Great Lawn, performing this song, strutting around the stage, almost tripping over before he even reaches Nigel Olsen's riser. Is a very funny moment, and it's a nice, I should say, it's a nice party song. I like the studio version as well. I actually like it just as much as the live version, because this version has the choir and they added strings and everything, which kind of turn like the outro turns into this big musical mayhem with sometimes you can hear the strings really well, and then suddenly the piano takes over, and all the while this choir just keeps chanting "Bite Your Lip." In the background, I really like it. Some people actually mentioned to me that they think this song is too long on the studio album. I disagree, because in my opinion, this is one of the few, in my opinion, jam sessions we actually have from Elton, where it just seems like the song ended. And they decided to just groove on with the band some more, and then decided to lace it up every time with backing vocals and strings and whatever they could throw at us. And I really like it, and I think I'll even give it a 5 out of 5 star rating, just because I freaking love this song, and it's a great party song. And it definitely ends the album on a high note.
That's right. Are there any more songs on this album? Because we've gone through 18 songs.
No, 18 is the total. That's all.
I think I think I sneezed like a dozen times in the last hour. They probably all got picked up right on the audio. Okay.
Oh well.
Oh well. Also, I believe this is a long album. I think if we don't count reissues and stuff, I think this is Elton's longest ever studio album. It's like an hour and 25 minutes or something.
Yeah, it actually is, because it's the only album that when they did the reissues, it's the only album they had to split over 2 CDs, because they couldn't fit the original album onto one CD.
Yeah,
because Goodbye Yellow Brick Road fitted just, but Blue Moves ran over, and they actually cut 3 or 4 songs from the original reissue, because they didn't want to have people buy an expensive 2-disc set. But eventually did this after a lot of anger from fans. They released a complete album, and so I think it's definitely the longest we have.
Yeah, because if you count the reissue, I believe the absolute longest is the 2005 reissue of Captain Fantastic, where they put the full album, the bonus tracks, and the Wembley 75 one. That's like 90 minutes.
No, I think we have the new Goodbye Yellow Brick Road reissue, where we have the original album plus the whole new CD of bonus tracks plus the whole 1973 Hammersmith Odeon concert. I think that will be the longest reissue.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about something else. But if that's the case, then definitely that is the longest. I'm just because I was going off the most recent Wikipedia thing. But if the Super Deluxe Edition has, oh yeah, I'm looking on it. It's got the it's got everything and the live stuff. So yeah, counting all that stuff on the Deluxe Super Edition of Yellow Brick Road, that's the longest. And then probably then the reissue for Captain Fantastic, and then Blue Moves is up there. But
well, here and there maybe.
Yeah, that's all live stuff from London and New York.
But it is a reissue.
Yes, it's like, damn, that's a lot of freaking music. And also, on a quick note is when the CD version got first pressed and they had to omit the 4 songs off, it maintained the same order as the LP, but they got rid of Caged Songbird, which would have been a big mistake because that's a great song. Shoulder holster, which whatever.
I think is a great mistake.
Which should have been, which isn't a favorite of mine. the wide-eyed and laughing, experimental, but I can see how some people don't like it. And Where's the Shura, which is a pretty good song. So
yeah, shame on them for even cutting songs of an Elton John album, which you just don't do.
Yeah, it's like especially Cage's Songbird. How can you cut that off of Blue Moves?
I don't know. I think it's a real shame.
I think it's a real shame too. So what it seems to me for this album, the experimental direction and different tones of this album kind of is threw us in a couple different directions on a few songs.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, so generally stacking up against the other Elton albums, I'll probably go back and listen to what I rated the songs and stuff, but I think this album has quite a few songs I really do like and give extremely high ratings. Most of the album is right in the pretty good to good range. A few classics stick out, and then there's a couple that I'm not about, but generally, pretty strong effort for its experimental nature. I think, if they cut if they cut some songs down in terms of the length and maybe got rid of one or two songs off the album, I think it might have been a little bit more solid. But one man's treasure could be another one's crap. I don't know what the term is, but I bet you would have a different take on the album.
Hang on a second. My dad just decided.
Oh, hello, Roger. So, guys, I definitely won this review. I was the stronger of the two. So make sure you rate. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. My dad just decided to turn off the lights, and I disappeared. So I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Well, depends on your definition of cool. Anyway, bye.
So generally speaking, I like the album overall.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, well, I have mixed feelings about this album. There are a lot of albums I like a lot better. This album, it has some good songs. It has some mediocre songs. It has some bad songs. I usually only listen to a couple of them, like Shoulder Holster, Idol, Someone's Final Song, and Bite Your Lip. That's the general idea when I listen to Blue Moves. Those are the tracks I'm really going for. But it's actually not that bad of an album. It's just it doesn't really always strike me that much, and that happens with music. That's why everybody has a personal taste, I guess. So overall, it's a pretty solid album. It just doesn't always work as much for me as it does for others.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, definitely. If you compare it to the previous stuff, there's definitely some stuff that kind of makes me go, but it's quite a solid album, and I generally like it. And I thought, and I like it a lot better than I initially thought I was going to, because when people were telling me, it's really far out there, it's very different, you may not like it, and I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot though. And I found myself listening to it. I knew I was gonna like a few of the songs on here, like Tonight, One Horse Town and stuff, but I was listening to all the other stuff, and I'm like, this ain't that bad. I mean, like, very quirky, experimental, a little out there. Couple songs I'm not the biggest fan of, but generally I like it. I still think it's a good album overall. I don't think it's a masterpiece, but I think it's good. And Elton says it's his favorite album, or one of his favorites he ever recorded, and it is what it is.
Yeah. I think it is what it is. There's not much we can do about that at this current juncture.
Yep.
Well, so that's that then.
That's that.
That was our first review in a very long time.
Yeah, and the whole thing, counting the intro and the bloopers, is going to be pushing about 75 minutes, I think. So so thank you for entertaining me for this long time.
You're welcome.
Oh, you're very welcome. So what I'm going to do is when I close the recording down and get to work on, uploading this, I am going to go look at a world map and study the countries of Europe to make sure I know what countries border what countries.
I think that would be a fine plan, my young man.
Yeah, because it sucks getting old. Because I can't believe I forgot it.
Oh, well, shit happens, I guess. So, anyway, so we're now gonna start this tradition again and try to upload a new one every week?
That's right. So, assumingly that we go back to the normal schedule, I guess about next week we'll do the review for A Single Man.
Yeah.
That's right.
Seems fair. However, we have to take into account that soon the summer vacation will be coming around the corner, and depending on whether I have Wi-Fi, yes or no, when my family decides to torture me again with their holiday trips, we might miss out on 3 weeks, but after that, I think we'll be right back on schedule.
Sounds like a plan. So what that means is... You heard what he said. Hopefully we get back to our normal schedule, and hope you guys enjoy this very hilarious and long review of me fumbling through the songs.
Next time you shouldn't drink a beer before you start this review.
It's to gain confidence.
No, it's getting drunk.
I wasn't drunk. I was just different. Okay, so...
Anyways.
Yeah, okay. So, see you guys next week, all right?
See you next week.
See you next week. So, it's going to go for about 10 seconds, so just talk for a second right now.
Yeah, okay, sure. Whatever you want. What should I talk about?
Talk about why Holland borders Denmark.
It doesn't. You moron. Get your geography skills together, because messing up the language is one thing, but messing up the geography of Europe is quite something else, I gather.
I'm sorry, I had a beer to drink today and chips and stuff. Give me a break, man.
I'm not going to give you a break because we're going to go online in a few seconds.
Okay.
So you'd better check those settings and get us wrapped up.
Okay. Welcome to episode 11 of the Wizard and the Kid Elton John album studio review show. This is GregsynthWizard.
Then we just do that.
What?
We just introduce the whole thing, so we can just get started.
No, we gotta do it again just to follow suit. God damn it! This is going in the blooper section.
No, it's not. We're just gonna get started.
No. I'm gonna restart this. All right. Let me get this. Fuck you. Hold on. Let me hit play. Okay, hold on.
I mean, seriously, do you still think after 10 episodes they don't know
well,
who we are?
We have to follow tradition. We can't just give it up halfway through.
Well, Elton did in his career.
But we're not Elton.
Yeah, he gave up drugs halfway through his career.
Well, good for him. I'm not giving up my drugs. Well, I shouldn't have said that. Sorry. But still. Yeah, weird coke addict. Okay, so I'm gonna restart this.